Hey guys, good morning. I was just doing my quiet time after my kids went off to school, and I wanted to let you in on what God was showing me because I felt like something that He was speaking to me would be encouraging to somebody out there today. So I was studying Psalm 1 1 through 6, just going through some old notes, and it says, "Do delight in God's laws and think on them day and night." And the person that does this is like a stream or a tree planted by streams of water, yielding fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither, and whatever they do prospers. And, God's laws can sound kind of heavy, but really it's His ways. It's meditating on His ways day and night because His laws are just the heart of a loving Father who is giving safe parameters. Just like with my own kids, I'm looking out my window right now and looking over my front yard, and they like to go out there and play in the front yard, and I'm happy to let them do that. And they have a lot of freedom, a lot of room. They can play in our front yard, they can go on the sidewalk and go down a ways, and all of that is fine. But they do have the parameter of not going out into the street because I don't want them to get hit. Our dog Willow has not learned this rule, so if she gets out in the front yard, she takes off and goes right across the street. And every time we hold our breath and we're worried that she's going to get hit, and so we've got to teach her that state command to give her safe boundaries, right? So God's ways are the same. He loves us, He knows what's best, and He wants us to have freedom to play and share His heart with people, and to be safe too while we're doing that. So, but really what I wanted to focus on and share with you guys is the latter part where it talks about he who does that, she who does that is like a tree planted by streams of water, yielding fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither, and whatever they do prospers. And it was really the in season and the prosper that God was speaking to me today. That in season, a lot of times we feel like we've got to always be bearing fruit in everything that we're doing. And that's really not how the kingdom works. And it's freeing to understand that and know that. That prosper, when I looked up the word prosper in the dictionary, and it said to make steady progress. How freeing is that? You just need to be making steady progress. And we're all growing. We're all journeying and going from glory to glory. So that in season, when the time is right and the fruit can be shown, it will be shown. But we're all making progress. We're all growing. We're all on that journey from going to glory. And I was thinking about a movie that I just watched recently with Travis called The Martian. And I'll try not to give any spoiler alerts. I won't do any spoils, so you don't need a spoil alert. But one of the characters needs to grow something at one point. And, you see him going through these stages of dragging dirt and, planting the seeds. And it was just a lot of work. And then watering it days and days and days. And then finally, at one point, you see this little tiny leaf, and he's so excited, and you're excited for him. But it was still a long time before that leaf grew into the food that he was able to eat and get nourishment from. But there was steady progress that was happening. He did a lot of work. So sometimes we're learning things, we're studying, we're reading a book, about the kingdom, we're understanding God's ways, we're letting Him talk to us and heal our hearts in places where we've had woundings or misunderstandings of His character based on misrepresentations that have happened through people. And whatever, we're working, we're doing that work with Him, with the Holy Spirit, learning about who God is, learning about how He sees us. And then there's just time as that cultivates in our heart, and we process through that, and we grow, and we test it out, and we try it out as we journey through life, as we're interacting with people, as we continue to interact to God, through circumstances like, okay, you've said you're a loving father. Can I see you being a loving father in this situation? And it's growing. And then eventually, you know, people might not see the progress. They might not see the fruit. And then one day fruit happens and you're able to sit down and talk to somebody else and share, you know, what God's shown you, and how you've seen him, and how he's proved his faithfulness, or how he's proved himself in this way in your life, and you're able to help somebody else, and there's fruit, you know, that can be seen. But you know, people don't see the whole long process that you went through to get to that fruit. So today, if you need encouragement, I just want to say to you, meditate on his goodness today, on his ways, on his love for you. Do it all day, do it all night. Ask God to minister to you even as you're sleeping with his truth and revelation, and just trust, you know, just plant yourself in that stream, in the Holy Spirit. Let the Holy Spirit nourish you and give you the refreshing and the water that you need today. And just trust that you are making steady progress, and that you are going to bear fruit when the season is right. So, love you guys. Be blessed. Bye.